Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today's object is create a program to input length of a square. Means a square has four sides and all four sides are equal in length, and produce its perimeter and area. Means we need to generate a program which will ask for the length of a side of a square, and then it will produce its perimeter and area itself. So mathematically, if we talk about perimeter of a square, has a formula that is 4 multiplied by length or length multiplied by 4. And if we talk about the area, mathematically we have formula for area of a square is length square, length multiplied by length or length square. With the help of this calculation, we can find the area of a square. Now, how we are going to generate the pseudocode or flowchart for this purpose? So, according to the requirement of the object, three numbers are included. Number one, length of the side of the square. It will be input in the program. Number two, value of perimeter that will be calculated, and number three, value of area. It will also be calculated. So let's start the session. First, we shall declare and initialize these three variables. So what will be the process? Declare length value 0 as integer, because we need to perform calculation, so data type must be integer or float. But according to the object, there might be less chances of the decimal point involvement, so we shall consider it integer. Then declare perimeter value 0 as integer. Then declare area value 0 as integer. Three variables were required, and declaration and initialization of these three variables are done. Okay, now moving towards the flowchart for the same object. Mandatory part, terminal. Start. Then three variables are declared and initialized. Means a process box will be used. So initialization will be included. Length value 0, comma, perimeter value 0, comma, and then area value 0. So the initial values of these three variables are placed in the process box. Connect the start box with the process box with the help of arrow. Now the second phase of the pseudocode means data input into the system. What is the second phase of a program? What is the second phase of an algorithm? To input data. Which values needs to be input into the system? Only one value, that is value of length. Value of perimeter and value of area will be calculated. So we need to show an output message on a screen that will guide the operator to input value into the system. Enter length of a side of a square. Input length. That is the second phase. What is going to happen at this stage? System will ask for a value that will be input by the operator or user, and that value will be stored in the variable length. Second phase is also done. Now we are going for the third phase. In third phase, two calculations will be performed by the system. One calculation for perimeter and one calculation for area. Means two processings will be done by the system. In this regard, we shall use the mathematical formula of perimeter and area. It will be perimeter value length steric 4. What does it mean? A square has 4 sides. All sides are equal in length, and according to this formula, one input side will be multiplied by 4. So the perimeter means the total length of the outline of the square will be calculated with the help of this formula. Then area value, what is the formula to calculate the area of a square? That is length square or length multiplied by length. So we can write it length exponent 2, it is correct. Or we can also write length multiplied by length. Both calculations are correct, but since mathematically we follow the exponentation, so it is better to use exponentation in the algorithm too. Third phase of the pseudocode is also done. Now we are going for the fourth and final phase, that is the actual output. Now I want three things in the output: length of the square, perimeter of the square, and area of the square. So for this purpose, output, length of the side of a square is inverted comma close plus length. Then output, perimeter of the square is inverted comma close plus perimeter perimeter, and then output, area of the square is inverted comma plus area. The algorithm is done. Pseudocode according to object is done. Now we are moving towards the flowchart. Okay, now moving forward to the flowchart. Initialization has been shown. Now the next step is to input the value of length. For input statement, we shall use parallelogram. Get into the flowchart section, draw a parallelogram. Input length. Connect the two boxes with the help of arrow. Keep one thing in your mind, that arrows must be in a straight line. And it has to touch both boxes. Okay, now length has been input. Now the step number 3, phase number 3, processings. There are two processings done by the system according to this program, according to this is object. First processing is calculation of perimeter, and second processing is calculation of area. So, according to the rules of flow charting, both processings will be shown in separate boxes, in separate process boxes. So first box, let me take the duplicate of the same box. See? First processing, that is perimeter is equals to length multiplied by 4. Perimeter, left indicator, length multiplied by 4. Connected with the help of arrow. Then another process box. In this process box, we shall type the second processing, that is area, left indicator, length, exponentation 2. Both processings are done. Connect it with the arrow. Third phase is also done. That is processing. Now the fourth phase, output according to object. Three things or three values are output by the system, that is length, perimeter, and area. So we shall take again parallelogram, because parallelogram is used for both input and output statements. Increase the size of this box because we need to type more material. So it will be output space length comma perimeter comma area. Reduce the size of the text a little bit. Connect it with the help of arrow. Now the logic of the program has been done. The result is produced. And finally, we need to end the flowchart. The same terminal will be used. I shall type end in this box. Now flowchart is also complete. Write a program to input length of a square and produce its perimeter and area. That was the object, and pseudocode and flowchart both are designed for the same. That is a flowchart. And that is your pseudocode. Okay, class, according to object, we have done both pseudocodes and flowchart. So today's session is over now. Thank you, everyone.